This is cinema.
And a wondrous week ends with G2 as champions.
G2 should have never won an event with Stewie 2K as a stand-in, who has not won a single tier 1 LAN event in the last 4 years. But they did it in Dallas to create the perfect story. And today I'm breaking down the inferno match of the grand final. Round 5 is the first proper buy round from both teams, after Vitality won the last round and was close to a win in the second round of the match. So going into this round you know it will be good, with both teams on a full buy, and for once a proper one, as we can see on the nades distribution and armor. G2 starts in the good old 2-1-2, with 2 players taking banana, 2 in second middle and 1 chilling bottom ramp, to look top middle. For the T, this is the default setup in a standard round on Inferno. Since this gives you good early information, let's go over all of the spots. The banana players of G2 will be fast up banana, and here use a flash like this to force away any early peaks from Vitality towards banana, to give the T's the advantage to win banana first. As well as winning banana is not the only goal here for the G2 players, since it's a different mountain to climb when you're going to take site. So for G2 in this round, it will as well be key to just win top banana control, to be able to listen for footstep from CTs if anyone is rotating to or from B site. The second mid player's job is to either win apps or top middle, since from second mid you have clear vision to apps and any early CT peaks. But you as well have many ways to take top mid and make sure the CTs can't do anything towards second mid. As well as we can see G2 throws this Molotov into the window. It's thrown to disconnect boiler and apps early on in the round. As well as from second mid, it's easy to take the mid fight early or late, since you will be able to control this spot fast. Then the last player in mid is an information gathering player. He will be holding top middle for any CTs crossing mid to give that info to his team, as well as helping with utility if needed in mid or banana. Vitality on the other hand are going for a default 2 on B and 3 towards A. And as you guessed, this is the default on the CT side of Inferno. But let's look deeper into this setup from Vitality. Let's start on B. Here they are not going for any early aggression to win banana control, since they are afraid the T will be before them. Or just the T using a lot of utility to force them away, something that they have gambled correctly on, with G2 throwing a flash and Molotov towards top banana to win control over it. So here Vitality are rather playing on the corner, a very vulnerable spot if you get naded, but on the utility from G2 they will use this Molotov towards banana to force any G2 players away from banana, and then a great utility set, with a nade going over this wall to hit any players who has gotten up to the wall and behind it. It's a very good nade for this. And then a Molotov towards that spot to either force any players close to top banana to peek out into Vitality, or fall back and take a lot of damage. And as we can see on the Molotov spread, for Stewie it's faster and takes less damage to run up banana and peek, rather than running back and being more in the Molotov to be safe. While on A, Vitality are on a much slower and less aggressive setup, with 1 on long, playing safe and jiggling for any activity, and 1 playing towards pit, mainly watching apps, while the third A player is already rotating towards the spawn. The reason CTs are playing aggressive on one side and not both is a safety net, since if you get aggressive on B and loses, it can easily snowball to losing A as well if both sides are aggressive. While if you only aggressive on one side and not the other, it's easy to manage, since rotating can easily be done. But if you were to lose players on both A and B early, it's hard for the rotators to know if they're gonna rotate or stay. Vitality's play works perfect. All of the nades and damage has forced Stewie to rush up, and G2 tried to flash him up but too late. Apex uses the Molotov smoke as a way to hide, and here can find the first kill. This kill does not force G2 away, something Vitality think. Why? Well, look at the next play. While G2 is walking up rather fast to take back top banana since it's smoked off, Vitality think G2 only has 1 player left in banana and wants to win this kill and fully take banana. And that is why they had a player rotate over so fast. Here Vitality goes for this flash to deal with the 1 player in banana, they think, but they do not consider if G2 would run up to banana close. And here Vitality runs through the smoke into NiKo, who will not be flashed. And here we can not only neutralize the position, but win G2 the man advantage. Second mistake from Vitality is this smoke from Apex. Well, he sees both of his teammates dying and decides to hold for the smoke push, rather than smoking off G2 and waiting for rotation. Since when you lose 2 players on B, there's a high chance that the team might just rush through the smoke, but this smoke does not have much time left. So for G2, this smoke will fade away before there can be any fast rotations from Vitality, so G2 waits it out. And this forces Apex to use his smoke in the worst scenario possible, and that is when the smoke fades. He smokes and gives away his position, and NiKo can find his 3rd kill of the round, and G2 takes the round.
He's burning to a crisp, and Apex will certainly slow down Stewie.
Yeah, that nade slowed him down right in the Molotovs, and NiKo in no position to try and take advantage of some of the space. He sees a few players drop back, so he knows he's got freedom. And we know NiKo looks to duel in front of the flashbang. Oh, that's a double. NiKo does it again. 1 more to find. It's Apex playing behind the smoke, but that is a huge blow.
And NiKo's so hungry, ravenous for this 3rd. and you can't stop NiKo at the B-bomb site.
That was a long and drawn out explanation of an easy concept, but in round 9 we are going to look at a concept that might not be as easy to understand, since looking at this position, realizing it's a 5v5 and only 10 seconds into the round does not make any sense, so let's explain both team setup. Let's start with G2. As we can see, G2 has given up banana control and rather used an early Molotov in top banana to just keep Vitality out of banana, so they will not be alerted too soon that banana seems empty. So G2 has rather put all of their eggs in one basket, with 2 players in second mid using this Molotov here again to disconnect apps, as well as having 3 players running towards top middle to take the middle fight. And in this round, this is amazing. But before we understand why, let's look at the main part of Vitality's game plan. Vitality are going for a 2B and 3A setup, and as we can see, the B players are mostly playing the same as in round 5, with the same utility towards top banana to force G2 off banana or into them, but the interesting play is this from Vitality towards A. Here they will use this smoke right here, something FaZe popularized in CS2. I made a whole video about it. It slapped, so check it out, and while you are there, why not subscribe and leave a comment? Thank you. But the goal with this smoke was simple. As a CT, you usually smoke here to make sure the T can't see what you're doing in top middle. But this smoke is quite claustrophobic, since you block yourself into this little box right here, and why the Ts have such an easy route to win second mid, and this smoke here is meant to fix this, since this blocks the Ts down here and does not give them all the information in the world. As well as for the CTs, you can try to catch the T's timing, or just get a better and more aggressive position towards middle and second middle. But here it all goes wrong for Vitality, since one issue with this smoke is this mechanic right here. Yeah, nades can break smokes, so this imaginary wall you would create with the smoke is gone, as well as peeker advantage being a big thing. And here Messi gets a good position early, as Vitality even trying to cheese and nade bottom mid in hoping to hit a G2 player trying to spam the smoke. But Vitality are not ready for a fast push, something G2 has been doing quite a lot. And here G2 uses a flash, this forces Messi to turn around and puts him off his timing, and he's dealt with rather fast. As well as Spinks is still using the smoke as cover to try to get a trade. And let's be honest, at this point it's too late for him, since by now G2 are ready with the mid players to push out if needed. So even if he were to get a kill, he would have been traded. And a 4v5 or 3v4 is still the same issue for Vitality, being a man down. Spinks tries to trade back and no idea how, but this kill is disgusting. And Vitality with 15 seconds roughly has lost 2 players for 0 trades. G2 on these 2 kills could have run up on A and probably won the round. But why would they do that? They know that these 2 kills has forced rotations from B, as well as this early aggression play usually has a player coming from apps. So here you will see G2 will do what I like to call putting the brakes on. And this is perfect illustrated with Hunter, who so far has gotten 1 kill in middle, and instead of running out for info or map control since he's low, he just chills out here and holds for this apps player that might be peeking, while the rest of G2 waits for what's next. Due to ZywOo not seeing anyone pushing middle or doing anything, Vitality decides not to rotate from B anymore, since it seems like G2 are not pushing. And here a classic call from Vitality is to ask ZywOo to get some information, and it seems like G2 knows about ZywOo, as we can see Hunter singling out the window where ZywOo is hiding, as well as Nexa pushing behind in apps to make sure he can trade the low player. And on this context, Stewie walks up banana and here finds 1 more kill, and Vitality off this crazy fast play has failed, and G2 takes a much needed round.
For today's grand final, and Messi aggressive into a second middle. Nexa catches out his head, but Spinks is coming in for that double dip, but G2 slapped their hands away.
Are you ready for the third player though? At the moment, so he's telling me he doesn't really sense anything at all. G2's oh so patient. There's the move from Apex. Stewie punishes that, and Flames is in no man's land.
Fantastic work from
Vitality are going for a fun setup with 3 players banana early, 1 in second mid and 1 middle. And if you're a little bit slow and don't realize it yet, the only goal for Vitality is to win banana control and play off that. While G2 are as well going for a fun play with 4 guys early on B, where Monacy will drop utility before going back to A, and here G2 are giving away banana control, rather putting all their hopes and eggs in the off angle on CT, since as you can see, Stewie is hiding behind the wall, so when Vitality peaks the default angle, which is here, they will not expect NiKo this far up. Only issue is that this gives away how the B players are playing. But there's a reason as well they have Nexa on site. In case Vitality sees this setup and understands there's 2 CT's players, they will just smoke CT and walk onto B site. And that's when Nexa comes into the play. He can be able to hold off this push then. Vitality are not getting a lot of map control with their 3 players in banana. And that always favors the low buy, since this will allow them to go unnoticed. Meaning Vitality will be walking into the site thinking it's versus a full buy. A great nade and a missed shot from NiKo forces the boost to disband. And this is the golden opening Vitality needs to win this round. In the moment of chaos for G2, Vitality will start to execute to put the pressure on. But here is the issue, Vitality has not tried to force any utility away from G2. So here on the execute, G2 can just throw this smoke and Vitality can't do anything here. And are stuck behind the smoke after using a flash and 2 smokes to try to go fast. And are forced back to try to start winning map control again. Vitality again regroups and tries for B again. G2 has a smoke ready and can smoke them off again. And now Vitality only has 1 smoke left. They kind of have to go B now, on the 2 smokes they're already thrown, since the only option otherwise is to fall back on A. Since with only 1 smoke you can only really take A, because on B you need a minimum of 2 smokes. The execute is full on chaos, with Vitality running out of the smokes, while G2 does the same. But when the dust has settled, Vitality has sight and the man advantage. Something expected when G2 were on a low buy. Let's look at how Vitality are holding. On B there are 3 spots to hold, and that is perfect when Vitality has 3 players left. The first spot to watch is Banana, and we can see no one does that on Vitality. Well, that's probably fine. Next is to hold CT, and here both Spinks and SaiWu is kinda holding it. Not really ideal to have 2 players holding the smoke. And the third spot is construction. And here Messi is holding it, but here look at the POV of Messi. He can't see this corner right there, since it's blocked by the fountain. And that might not be a big deal, if it weren't for Hunter hiding behind it. 3 players can all hold the spots and win, while only CT is actually being held. The only spot G2 are not going. And this blockage of view that Messi has allows Hunter to find 2 insane kills and make the game winnable again. And after an intense 1v1 between SaiWu and m0NESY, G2 takes the round.
Oh, the smoke fades away. That could have been a kill, and in fact, it is collected. Hunter sentences m0NESY and Spinks to death. The Prodigy versus the Chosen One. And SaiWu does not budge. m0NESY wraps in, and this Prodigy sets G2 on fire.
It's 8-11 and Vitality can easily win this game. All they need to deal with is this outlier of an buy that G2 has, with 1 SMG, 3 rifles and 1 up, and full utility but missing head armor on the whole team. And look at G2's money, losing this round would put them on a bad buy for the last round, and ruining their economy if they were to start to win some rounds, if losing this. While Vitality has 5 rifles and full utility. Early on there's a lot of utility being used towards Banana, both teams using much utility to keep each other away, but in the end it's G2 that wins top Banana control early, after Vitality got stuck behind the smokes. Vitality this round are in a default setup, so you know what that means, while G2 are in an odd setup with 1 player early going to B to drop utility before going back to A to hold long. This is crucial that he gives a smoke to the B players, so they can keep any pushes away, while he will be able to fall back and hold long for his A players, since that is the fastest spot he can be in after giving away utility. As well as from Arch if Vitality were to push. He will be able to hold them off, since Arch is a very strong position to play from with a lot of good angles. G2 wants to deal with any Banana players, and after Vitality uses this nade it indicates that there is a B player. So here G2 will try to push this player out by using this flash and then NiKo peeking to find SaiWu, and just like that G2 has won the man advantage. And here Vitality can't trade since they're smoked off in Banana. In the meantime Vitality has been able to take apps, but for some reason, on the death of SaiWu, Vitality decides to still take Banana, hoping the utility and position of the B players are a little bit off. And here we can see m0NESY and Apex scale up towards Banana to win it back. But G2 are ready with NiKo in this off angle and Stewie waiting to peek of NiKo's contact. Vitality has a lot of utility for Banana and the B take, so what will they do? Well, what about not using any and rather surprise G2, and this actually worked with m0NESY being able to find NiKo, and Stewie is not fast enough and has to fall off. And just to backtrack, look how perfect Stewie falls off. He sees NiKo is untradeable, and instead of doing what we saw Spinks do in the round where he re-peeked middle to trade and dies, Stewie will just fall off and stay alive, understanding that he can't die since he is the solo B player now. And this might look like Silver's playing, but Stewie does a lot of amazing things here. First of all, he smokes up Vitality so they can't push him too fast, as well as then molting behind the smoke since he knows he is dead. All he's trying to do is delay. Then he can find a kill and starts to jump, all to make himself a harder target to hit, and allows Hunter to come to the rescue. And when Vitality has dealt with Stewie, there are only 2 players left, while G2 has 3. So Stewie here gave G2 the man advantage, playing like a Silver. Spinks kills Nexa, giving away that Apex is solo on the B site. And that is why Apex is trying to sneak away from B, since it's likely he will be pushed from CT. And CS is a game of timings. As soon as Apex thinks he is safe and turns to run to A, Hunter walks out of the smoke and kills him, finding the bomb and taking the round.
Vitality team from charging right through, knowing they've got Stewie alone, knowing that they've got him pinned in the bomb site, and he's been here before. He knows what it's like to defend this B bomb site alone, and this time he's not able to build too much success. Spinks with that headshot back on Nexa.
Do they choose to get aggressive? Because they know Spinks is on the other side of the map, and Apex realizes he's exposed inside the bomb site, so he slips back out the smoke.
Oh, Hunter's coming through. Hunter's coming through, and Apex looks the wrong way. That's the bomb down, and Spinks is now into the clutch.
The future of G2 is unsure, now that they won an event without their trusted IGL Hooksy. And as you saw, I skipped over the Anubis match, which showed G2 do an amazing comeback, almost win it, and I skipped the new game which G2 just destroyed them in. So if you're eager for more good matches from this team and Stewie, check that out, and thanks for watching, and here are 2 videos YouTube told me you would like. Bye!